Greetings, everybody! Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon White 2, where everything is commented on and the Pokedex entries don't matter. Well, anyway, last time on Pokemon White 2, we were finishing up in Flockacy Ranch, stopping what turned out was a Team Plasma member from taking a Herdier from Flockacy Ranch, so that was kind of interesting. I mean, it's the standard thing that happens in any sort of video game, and who was calling my name? It's Alder! Again! And he's on top of a ledge again. Alder seems to have a habit of jumping off of ledges. Excuse me, I forgot to tell you something important first. Take these. What are they? Oran berries. Oran berries are useful because they let you recover HP. It's only 10 HP, but it's still something. I can see many uses for this, especially since I have a gym battle coming up, and I was totally out of tune. And Alder's saying that I just told you to challenge the gym leader. Who is he? Asperdia's gym leader is a very strong trainer, but you have nothing to worry about if you think hard about what the Pokemon can do. And what you should do as a trainer, victory will be yours. And then you should take on stronger and stronger trainers. Actually take on the gym leaders of each city, as is what's required in every single Pokemon game. Seriously, is there ever going to be any originality into the plot of a Pokemon game? I take that back! The plot of Pokemon Coliseum is very original, and of course I'm not singing anymore because Alder's theme is no longer playing. But yes, you will hear me singing a lot, just because I don't know if I've mentioned this before in this Let's Play, but I certainly did mention it in other Let's Plays, that I actually write and compose songs. I haven't written a song in quite a while. Actually, I take that back. I did write a song a few days ago, but I just haven't done a lot with my music lately, but still I really enjoy singing, so I always feel obligated to include singing as part of each Let's Play. And anyway, I walked into this building without even explaining what it is. This is the Pokemon School, but it also doubles as the first gym. So that's one oddity about this game, and that stands out against the other games, is that this is the very first town. This is my hometown, and it has a Pokemon Center, which I talked about earlier, which is which never happened in the first town. And also we have the gym leader in the first town, which also never happens. The first gym has always been in the second town, or something like that. But let's see who the gym leader is. The gym leader is Cheren! Yes, that's right, folks. Cheren got promoted from just being a nerdy macho man to being a gym leader. Nerdy macho man kind of sounds like an oxymoron. I wouldn't say macho man, but maybe I should be saying manly man, just because Cheren was all about being competitive, being stronger and everything. Which kind of seems unlikely for a nerdy guy like Cheren. But actually, Cheren is no longer nerdy. He took off his glasses in the 2-year time skip that occurred between Pokemon White 1 and Pokemon White 2. And now he's being all professional, wearing a tie and fancy white undershirt and everything. But yeah, the one who seeks the right path. Okay, I guess he's seeking the right path. Well, he did take advice from the champions of the last game, who told him that it isn't all about being strong and all, but why is Cheren stooping down to the level of first gym leader? I mean, I clearly remembered him with level 50-something plus Pokemon in the last game. Well, I guess the only explanation for that is that Cheren followed the very same path as I did after finishing the last game, followed Team Plasma's orders, and released all his Pokemon just like they wanted him to. But anyway, this part is a boring school in which we learn about the world of Pokemon that we already know about, because we just came out of playing Pokemon White 1, but this part is the gym! Now, the cool thing about the gyms in Unova is that each one is slightly different, not only in its design, but also in its music, as they added on in this game. So let's see if we get slightly different music for the ordinary gym theme. Let's see what we get. No, we get the ordinary gym music, because this gym is ordinary. This gym is completely normal, which makes sense, because this gym uses normal-type Pokemon, surprise, surprise. And as in every gym, we get a fresh water as soon as we walk into the gym, which is always nice. That is something new that occurred that was new to Black and White 1. So, of course, it's repeated in Black and White 2 because they didn't want to leave out useful features of of the game. They didn't want to leave out anything useful that was in Black and White 1. And that guy whose name is question mark, but who I already know is Cheren, is saying that I must be a challenger. Well, that herp-a-derp. Welcome to Aspertia City's Pokemon Gym. I kind of pronouncing the town both Aspertia and Aspertia, just because I'm not quite sure how it's pronounced. I never heard the town mentioned in the anime, so I'm not really sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. But I'm Cheren, the gym leader. Well, maybe I better say that I just became the gym leader. Well, duh, because the last 2 years you were still traveling around with all your Pokemon, and then you made like Team Plasma's wishes and released them all. More importantly, we need to prepare before welcoming you to the gym. How so? By battling your underlings? We have a challenger. You two, take your places. Of course, I'm betting that we have to battle those 2 trainers. Yeah, we do have to battle those 2 trainers before facing Cheren himself. Well, that comes to no surprise. Yeah, so I guess we do get the normal gym music. Actually, in the later gyms, we'll have very interesting musical arrangements of the main gym theme that's playing now, which is one thing I really like about this game. But yeah, it would be totally unlike this game to change anything from the previous 2 games. I mean, that's one interesting thing I found out about this game recently when I was looking through reviews on IGN, because this game actually got a I think it was either a 9.4 or a 9.6, some very high score. I think it was 9.4 out of 10, which is really surprisingly good, especially for a Pokemon game. I think the original Black and White got an 8 point something as far as its overall score went, but this game got an even higher rating. And there are a bunch of reasons why I can speculate why that is, but enough talking, let's battle this trainer first, and I have Nico first in the party, so I think he'll be an option. Yeah, I don't think this will be too complicated, it'll just be a battle with a bunch of normal type Pokemon. But yeah, I was really surprised that, hey, there's Pedro, vote for him, okay? And like every other youngster in the game, he's going to use a Patrat. Well, gee, this should be easy for Nico, right? And that Patrat is level 9, so it's a good thing I got all my Pokemon to level 10, just as I said I was going to do in the last episode of this Let's Play. I'm going to use Growl, even though that Patrat probably knows Clear. But anyway, I was just so surprised that this game actually got such a high rating on IGN. It's highly unlikely usually for a Pokemon game to rate that high. Because usually, I guess the reviewers think that Pokemon games are mostly all the same, so they never really get rated that high. But this one actually got a very good rating, so there we go. I actually feel good about doing a Let's Play of this game, because I know this is a very good game to be doing a Let's Play of. But let's see, what other news can I talk about while Nico scratches the life out of this Patrat? Well, there actually is some news that I have lately, and here's a Lillipup. I'm just gonna keep battling, I guess. And that is that I just recently got a Nintendo 3DS. The old DS that I have, which I'd had since 2006, is... I'm gonna use Sound Attack a few times, I guess. The old DS that I have recently broke, sadly enough, and I've had it since 2006, so it was a very old DS, and okay, that's Lillipup knows Odor Sleuth. Probably not a good idea for me to use Sound Attack. But having the 3DS actually enabled me to use one more feature in the game, and that was something called the Pokemon Dream Radar. The Pokemon Dream Radar is it's just a successory program that you can use alongside the games, and you can get more items and more Pokemon, and I'm gonna have to switch somebody else because Vico is getting creamed by this Lillipup. We'll switch to Lumina in hopes that the static ability activates. But the thing I really like about Pokemon Dream Radar is that it can be used more often than the regular Dream World. And why is my screen darkening? I have no idea. Oh yeah, this charger fell out. That's why. Okay, so... yeah, and Lumina also learned Thundershock in the break. That's what happened when I was training her, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, the Pokemon Dream World is kind of useful because you can use it more often than the regular Dream World. The regular Dream World, you have to wait like 24 hours in between uses, but the Dream Radar, it's only, I think, 75 minutes, which is pretty neat. The downside, though, is that you don't get to encounter as many Pokemon. You're usually lucky if you encounter one Pokemon, because frequently you encounter none at all. Oh, who am I gonna put first for the party for this? Nimbus, I guess. He needs more experience. But occasionally you could also find items with the Dream Radar. The Dream Radar kind of works in kind of a weird way because you basically use the camera features of the 3DS and you basically scan around the world that you're living in. So it's weird. You get to literally look around your room and you find all these clouds occasionally that you run into, and you get to shoot laser beams at these clouds. And if you do that, you have a possibility of finding items or Pokemon. And if you find a Pokemon, you have to shoot it with even more laser beams until it is captured, because that is how these games work, right? For some strange reason, I don't know why they work this way, but that's just how they work. So I've actually managed to find a few Pokemon that could not normally be found in the game with the Dream Radar and my copy of Black 2. And hey, here we have Nimbus using Counter to counter this Lillipup's attack and KO it. That's one thing I really love about Counter at this stage of the game, because if you take quite a bit of damage yourself with Counter, then you get to do a lot of damage to the foe. And here's a Patrat, and I'm gonna switch because I do not want Nimbus to faint, especially. I'm gonna use Lassie instead. But the reason why I don't want Nimbus to faint, and this also goes for Flick as well, is because both Nimbus and Flick will eventually evolve via happiness, and fainting is a way to lower happiness, so I just don't want that to happen with Nimbus. So instead I'm trying my best not to faint. And one thing that actually raises a Pokemon's happiness is having it participate in a gym battle. So that's why I have both Nimbus and Flick in the party, so that they can gain more happiness from participating in the battle against Cheren. But hey, with little effort at all, we managed to defeat these two trainers, and now we're ready to battle Cheren himself. But before I do that, first I gotta go back to the Pokemon Center, because I don't want to battle Cheren with anything less than a fully healed team. And unfortunately, there are no good Samaritans in this gym who will heal my Pokemon for free, because nobody heals my Pokemon for free. Actually, I take that back. There are usually lots of opportunities to heal your Pokemon in this game, not only at a Pokemon Center, but also, as you may recall from the prequel to this game, there are doctors and nurses who are trainers scattered about the world who will heal your Pokemon after you defeat them in battle, and anytime you ask them thereafter. But now that we have a fully healed team, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some Oran Berries, the Oran Berries that Alder gave me, and how many do I have? I have 5, which means I can give them to everybody except one Pokemon. So which Pokemon am I not going to give an Oran Berry to? To tell you the truth, I am not sure. I'm going to give one to Nimbus. I'm going to give one to Flick. I don't want to use it, I want to give it to Flick. Yeah, so basically I'm gonna give Oran Berries to most of my Pokemon. I don't know which one I'm not gonna give to yet. I'm gonna give one to Lumina, why not? I'm going to give one to Kikucho. I'm gonna give it to everybody except Nico, because I don't know how useful Nico will be. Actually, I'll give it to everybody except Lassie. There we go. That should be good. Now, I don't really recall what Pokemon Cheren has, but shouldn't be anything too hard, I imagine. I mean, they're normal-type Pokemon. What else is there to normal-type Pokemon? But who am I going to put first in the party? That's a more important question. Well, I guess the Pokemon I should be using first is, I don't know, I'll use Nico, but just because I don't know who else to use first. I basically, after a long decision, decided to, of course I'm leaving Nitori out of the first gym battle because I said that she wasn't going to be useful until the second gym, and the other one I left behind so far was Orville, just because Orville doesn't really have the best nature and attack combo. He still doesn't have a physical attack yet. The only attacking move he has is Gust, which is special, and he has a jolly nature, which doesn't go well with that at all. But I'm gonna walk up close to Cheren, save the game, and then we're going to battle him. Oh, this is weird. We battled Cheren a lot of times in White 1, and now all of a sudden we're battling him in White 2, and he isn't even our rival. He's just this gym leader that we have to get a badge from. And that's the thing about this game. The first 2 gym leaders of the game are completely different than they were in White 1. But I guess I'll explain about that later. I'll just battle Cheren. Here we go. And Cheren's tapping his foot on the ground in a very logical and smart fashion. Just as this is your first gym challenge, this is my first Pokemon battle as a gym leader. Let's do our best and have a battle we can be proud of. Yay! Let's battle Cheren! Let's have our first gym battle! And he's blushing. Why is Cheren blushing? He looks like he was blushing in that picture. Is he blushing because he likes me? Cheren, do you have a crush on me? Seriously? I'm sorry, but you're just not as cool as Berg, or better yet, N, both of which I had a crush on over the course of the previous game. But his first Pokemon is a level 11 Patrat. And I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spam Assist and see what that turns into. What will it turn into? Tackle. Well, gee, that was uncreative. Oh, and I meant the attack that Cheren's Pokemon are going to specialize in is Work Up. That's what that Patrat is going to keep using. Well then, I don't know if Sand Attack will actually work on Patrat, because I think one ability that Patrat can sometimes have is Keen Eye, and that'll lower his accuracy. This Patrat is basically going to keep beefing itself up with Work Up, and I'm going to try using Assist again and hope it'll turn into something like Bite. I don't know if it will or not. No, it's instead turning into Odor Sleuth, which is completely useless here. And I bet this tackle is going to one-hit KO Nico, or not. Better yet, he has that Oran Berry to cure himself with. Hooray for Nico. Okay, let's try Assist again. Seriously. I don't know why the Xyz turn into useless things like Odor Sleuth. Okay, Leered, I guess that could help. That way if Nico faints, then whatever Pokemon I use next will be able to KO it easier, and hey, Nico did faint. I don't know why I'm happy about that, but who am I going to use now? I'm going to use Flick, I guess, because Flick has a pretty strong attack with his Bug Bite and all. I don't know if Flick will be faster than the Patrat, but hopefully he will. Let's see. Yeah, Flick is faster than the Patrat. Nico already used Leer on it, so this will be a KO. Hooray for Flick. And Flick got to level 11, and of course he's going to gain a happiness boost from being in this gym battle. And now he's using Lillipup, so I will switch. And this time I will switch to Lumina. And the reason why I'm switching to Lumina is that I hope to paralyze this Lillipup just to kind of slow it down and all. And let me guess, so Lillipup will start off with Work Up. So here is the music that plays when the gym leader is down to their last Pokemon, but if you notice, it sounds a little bit different. It seems like it's at a slightly higher pitch than it was in the previous games, and why did Lumina instantly faint? Stupid critical hit. I didn't want Lumina to faint, but hey, at least the Lillipup got paralyzed, which I guess is all that matters. So now I'm gonna use Kikucho, because Kikucho is like the strongest of all my Pokemon, and I'm gonna hope I don't lose to this Lillipup, so I'm just gonna spam Water Gun. Come on, Kikucho, you can do it. Yeah, that Lillipup's gonna use Work Up. Actually, I should be using Tail Whip. Because maybe what I'll end up doing is I'll just have Kikucho keep lowering that Lillipup's defense, and then everybody else can just gang up on it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, Kikucho, you can just sacrifice yourself by using Tail Whip. I'll probably have to use like every last Pokemon I have in this. Oh wow. Well, these Oran Berries aren't really helping that much, but still, I guess we're using them, we might as well. Let's use another Tail Whip. And now this next turn, Lillipup will KO Pikachu. I almost said Pikachu! I almost called you a Pikachu! A Pikachu, Kikucho. Pikachu, the names are similar, right? Well, let's see, who am I going to use next? I'm going to use Nimbus, I guess. And hope that one attack by Lillipup won't one-hit KO it. In fact, no, I'm just gonna use Quick Attack. I don't wanna use Counter for some strange reason, and Lillipup is just gonna use another workout. Come on, Nimbus. Come on, Nimbus. I think one more attack will KO the Lillipup. Come on, Nimbus. Come on, Nimbus. Come on, Nimbus. Come on, Nimbus. Yes, we defeated Cheren. That was a pretty easy battle, despite the fact that Lillipup was level 13 and managed to one-hit KO Lumina for some reason. Now Nimbus is learning Feint, but that is a pretty useless move. I mean, that'll allow Nimbus to go through Protect and Detect if the foe knows it, but hardly any Pokemon know it, so I'm not even going to worry about it. And why did I say don't give up? Give up on Feint. I don't want Nimbus to learn Feint, because I don't want Nimbus to faint anytime soon. And Nimbus got to level 12. He actually gained 2 levels from that battle. What do you know? But hey, we defeated Cheren! That is what is more important! And after this battle, I guess I'm gonna have to stop the video because we're almost in 20 minutes. But more importantly, we get this very plain-looking badge that is a plain rectangle. Actually, it's purple, which is one of my favorite colors. So what badge is it? What is the new badge called? It's the basic badge, which I think is the same badge that Lenora gave me back in White 1. And surprise, surprise, the TM that he's giving me is Work Up, which is the same TM that Silent gave me in White 1. And I don't think Cheren is saying anything useful, and he's mentioning that 2 years ago, Pokédex in hand, he left on a journey with his friends, and I was one of those friends. Gosh, I remember that moment so clearly. Well, is anything else gonna happen after we defeat this gym leader? Well, I know one thing that'll happen is that the area of Route 20 that was previously blocked off because we didn't have a badge will of course open up because we do have a badge now. But let's see if anything else is gonna happen, if anybody else is gonna congratulate us. Well, Bianca is. Yoo-hoo! Hey, listen! How was it? How did your Pokemon battle with the gym leader go? Oh, if it isn't the basic badge, I take it you won! Wow, amazing! And blah 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 blah. You're just showering me with affection, aren't you? And you're giving me free stuff. It's a TM for return. This will actually come in handy later on. Return is a pretty good move. It's pretty much the opposite of frustration. And I could have taught frustration to Orville or something. Still that Cheren? Why are you saying still that Cheren? So return will do the opposite thing. While frustration will do more damage the more the user hates its trainer, return will do more damage the more it likes its trainer. So that'll be a good move for Nimbus and Flick to have, because I'm focusing on raising their happiness. Bianca! It's been 2 years, hasn't it? You mean you seriously haven't seen each other in 2 years? Oh wow! What's up? I thought it would be a good idea to register each other with the cross transceiver. Of course, after I battle, then we get his phone number. That makes sense, right? Oh good, I got both Cheren and Bianca's phone numbers, and the cross transceiver is ringing. Is it my mom congratulating me? No, it's Professor Juniper. And Cheren and Bianca are in the conversation as well, I guess. Bianca told me you accepted the Pokédex. Thank you so much. Thanks to you, we will all know more about Pokemon and be able to get along with them even better. Blah, 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 blah. There are so many Pokemon we couldn't prove were here 2 years ago. She's referring to the Pokemon that are not based in Unova, like Psyduck. And Professor Juniper, it's been a long time. I'm glad you're doing so well. Nobody's... Oh wait, Cheren's mentioning his usual opponents. I guess he didn't release all his Pokemon. He's just keeping them somewhere safe, just in case he needs to use them again. Okay, I guess I was the only stupid one who decided to release their Pokemon and follow Team Plasma's advice. And I'm just kind of trying to mash the A button here because we are at 21 minutes now. And nobody's saying anything important as far as I can tell, and Bianca for some reason has a musical note over her head. But thank you for watching, everybody, and the next episode of Let's Play Pokemon White 2, we'll continue on our journey and make our way to the next town. And it's a pretty interesting town, actually. And Linus is coming to talk to me, but I guess I'll just... wait, is Linus challenging Cheren? I think? Maybe? Yeah, Linus is gonna challenge Cheren, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So I'll see you later, and Let's Play Pokemon White 2, provided everybody will shut up. And I'm getting a Seer Gear, woohoo! I'll explain what the Seer Gear is, I guess at the beginning of the next episode. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so I'll see you later in the next episode of Pokemon White 2.